having a nose stud. As that you got the little nose worm down the bottom that hangs out, and so you got to twist it. And it looks like you're picking your nose. Hi, how are you? Good, I hope. It's been, you know, like a week or two. So long. I'm not sure how this is gonna go down, to be honest. But it's not a self-righteous blurt, okay? No matter how, like, up myself I sound. When I was 11, I became vegetarian. Sort of. I became pescatarian, which means you don't eat red meat. And, you know, it was good. I felt really good about myself when I did it. So when I was 11, I was doing shopping with my mum, and we were buying all this meat to stock up on, and we got to the counter, and I told her, hey mum, I think I want to be vegetarian. She started laughing, because you gotta remember, I'm like 11, I had never stuck to an idea my entire life, and so she's just like, yeah, sure, awesome, you try this. She thought it would last 2 weeks. 7, 8 years-ish later. Hi! I've kind of gone through a few different things during this stage. When I first decided to become vegetarian, I didn't tell anyone because I had this friend who I grew up with, and she told people she was vegetarian, and so 9-year-olds would throw ham at her. They would literally throw slices of ham at her, which, you know, sounds funny until it's actually happening and you realise that these 9-year-olds are being so insensitive and judgmental and everything that children shouldn't be to someone just because their beliefs are different. Kids, as Donald Glover says, are little Hitlers. But kids aren't like naturally judgmental people. That's something they get from everyone else. And we were going to Canberra that year because, you know, let's take a bunch of 11-year-olds to the porn capital of Australia. And my teacher pulled me out of class and said, hey, your paperwork says you're vegetarian. Are you actually vegetarian, or are you just trying to... And I was like, no, I'm actually vegetarian. He's like, you sure? And then pretty much got weirder. I never ate chicken after becoming vegetarian. But when I gave up fish, I got a little bit harder because there's that one thing you can't eat. And when you say, oh, sorry, I'm vegetarian, which you have to put in early into a friendship, because otherwise it's like, oh, hey, do you want to come around for dinner? Or let's go blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, are you sure you want to invite me around for dinner if I don't eat meat? It's something you're always thinking about. You're always worrying that they're going to make you uncomfortable, or they're going to be uncomfortable about it, or they're going to accidentally make something and you're not going to be able to eat it, and then they're going to feel like really awkward and like bad about it, and you're just like, no, don't worry about that, this happens all the time. And so that happens, which is really, really fun. Then I gave up gelatin, which is really funny for someone who works in a lolly shop. If you don't know, and if you want to skip forward now, go ahead. Gelatin is made from animal discards, like hoofs, tongues, like the bits that aren't actually used. And that's pretty much what holds lollies together, like snakes. All squishy lollies, pretty much. So I don't eat any of them. But you can imagine how fun that is. It also means you can't eat a lot of cheesecakes, which is, you know, really painful. Recently I've given up cheese, sort of. Given up a lot of cheeses, because cheese, as an aspect of cheese, which, okay, you can get rennet-free cheese, but rennet, animal rennet, is made from the stomachs of calves that haven't been weaned yet. So you got a cow and you got her baby, and then they take the baby away and kill it, and then the cow is used for milk. That's what happens. I don't like it. If I could, if I was strong enough, I would become vegan, but being vegetarian sucks. It really sucks. You're always reading packets, you always feel uncomfortable when you're like going out to places. Just because I'm vegetarian doesn't mean I hate you for eating meat. It's like you're on a diet and someone's eating a donut. You're allowed to eat that donut around them. They may not like it, they may not think it's the best thing, but you're not going to offend them by following what you believe just because it differs from what they believe. At that's just normal life. You're allowed to have your beliefs, you're allowed to practice your beliefs. And mine just involves not killing things. Like, leather makes me uncomfortable. A lot of things make me uncomfortable. But you just gotta get over it. So, that's my vegetarian story. It's kind of fun. The reason I'm telling you this is because there are a lot of vegetarians out there. A lot of cool vegetarians, a lot of awesome people who don't eat meat. I recently found out that Liam Dryden, fellow YouTuber, doesn't eat meat. Sort of, I think. He made some tweets about being vegetarian, so I'm assuming he doesn't eat meat. Actor Colin Morgan doesn't eat meat. Neither does Bones from Bones, Emily Deschanel. She's completely vegan. See? Some absolutely brilliant people.